panel number 5 about CRIOS, or CRIOS, but we will call it CRIOS, the Collaborative Research and Innovation Online Software. It's a platform that implements several functions, utilities, and services to support the collaborative work between different stakeholders. We have seen how important is the relationship between stakeholders with the previous panel, and we keep going on this section through CRIOS platform, so on the web. And I'm very glad to welcome once again Rubén Fuentes from the Universidad Complutense de Madrid. Rubén, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Giovanni, for this introduction. Good morning, everybody. So in this session, we are going to make a quick and general introduction to the software platform that we have developed in the context of the RAISD project. Okay, as you know, we have been talking about the RAISD methodology. We have been talking about the work in the action research units and the multidisciplinary teams. And our idea from the very beginning was that in order to facilitate somehow the work in these units, okay, we would like to develop some software tools that could facilitate and alleviate your workload. So this is the context of this talk. So as you have seen in the context of the RAISD methodology, there are multidisciplinary teams that work together to follow the RAISD methodology and develop these tailored attention and inclusion strategies. In their usual work, they apply a variety of techniques, usually coming from social sciences, for instance, for the quantitative and qualitative analysis of documents like, for instance, interviews. Okay, with the collaborative research and innovation online software tool, the CRIOS, we want to, first of all, facilitate that kind of online collaboration, and also semi-automating part of the analysis that you usually do in this context, using a variety of techniques from computer science, mainly natural language processing and machine learning. I must say here that at the end, the variety of techniques that you apply is totally overwhelming, so it was far beyond the scope of this project and of this development supporting all of them. So we need to choose, okay, some of them that were illustrative of what we can do, okay, and that hopefully are going to help you. Also, very briefly, from the point of view of what is the development of software, okay, we have quite strong requirements in this case, in the sense that the development of the tools follows somehow the development of the methodology of RAISD. Okay, so we need to know what you were going to do in order to support it. Okay, and also we were very interested in facilitating the engagement of the users and the stakeholders, not only in the use of the tools, that for us is always something difficult, but also in the application of the RAISD methodology. So in order to do that, we choose to adopt a methodological development approach that is based on lean design and agile, something from software engineering, okay, but that they are very well suited for this kind of situation because they facilitate a very close collaboration with the final users. That is very focused on providing in very short development cycles, providing increments of functionality following the choices of the final users. So, with this background, what is CRIOS today? CRIOS is a platform. We are talking about a software platform that currently includes 3 different tools. There is a collaborative platform, okay? There is an analysis suite, and there is a tailored search engine. We like to say that these are tools that are loosely integrated. That is to say that you can use them together, of course, and you can use them separately, and of course, you can use them together with your usual tools, okay? It is all about this change of files in the same way that you do with the file explorer in your computer. So quite easy to do the integration. Okay, just to focus a bit more in the kind of functionality that we have implemented over these 3 years and a half, okay? The collaborative platform supports for you to create together online documents, okay? Tracking the different changes that appear in those documents, so you can trace the history, you can trace the contributions, you can trace who made the contributions, you can discuss about the contributions. From the point of view of the analysis suite, it is very focused on the analysis of documents, so it provides functionality for feature extraction, information extraction, like for instance, pieces of text that talk about sex, gender, situations of violence, and that kind of stuff. And also for the anonymization of documents. And then the tailored search engine, what allows to you is that you extract high-quality information depending on your needs, your vocabulary, your topics, and your preferred sources. And so the rest of the talk, we are going to make it the three partners that have been in this development. Okay, so I am going to introduce the online collaboration platform. And as my colleagues from the Yarmouk University, I am going to talk to you about the analysis suite. And Fadi, who arrived today, is the only representative here of the Lebanese International University, so thank you very much for arriving here. And he's going to talk us about the tailored search engine. So we move to the online collaborative platform. And I would like to start talking about the kind of functionality that we are supporting here when we are talking about the online collaborative platform. Okay. Here we start with user and team administration. That essentially is that you are allowed to create new users and group them in teams in order to collaborate. There is project administration because all our teams collaborate in the context of projects. These projects have some public information, that is the information that everyone arriving to the platform can see about your project in case that you want to have some public information. The projects also have some private workspace that contain the private information of those projects that are mainly the collaborative documents, but also some additional files that you want to use in your collaborative work. When you are working in one of these projects, you can, of course, also follow the history of changes, discuss about the documents, okay? As an external user, you can request, if you find that some project running in the platform is interesting, you can request the moderator of that project to join the project, okay? And he or she is going to evaluate your request and decide on it. And you have also different user types, okay? So when you reach the platform, you can apply for different levels of access, and depending on the level of access, you can do different things in the platform. So if you are just a casual visitor of the platform, you can only see the public information of the different projects, okay? But you can also register yourself, so you become a user. As a user, you are also going to be able to see the public information, but you can request to join one of those projects in order to collaborate in one of them. If your request is accepted, you become a participant, so you can do everything that a participant in a project can do, okay, regarding the collaborative creation of information. There is a special type of user in a project, well, in a team, that is the coordinator, is the one who can accept or decline your request of joining a project. And finally, of course, we have an administrator of the platform that is the only platform that can create teams and users. It's because you can register as a user, but you can also be created as a user by the administrator of the platform. And so, in order to make it very dull, okay, we also offer the opportunity of you to become active participants in this session. So this is the URL of the online collaborative platform. Here you can see on the right the landing page of the application. So if you use the users and passwords that you can see here, you are going to be able to enter into the platform, okay, and to follow the presentation from the platform. I mean, you just need a web browser, so if you have one available, you can follow it. And I'm going to give you a couple of seconds just to copy in case that you need it. I'm going to switch to the web browser, okay? Well, I'm going to use another kind of user, okay, because it is an administrator of the platform, so we can see some things that other users cannot see, okay? This is the landing page of the application, the online collaborative platform. Okay, I'm going to log in. I'm going to change the user. So yes, I was able with the Italian keyboard. Yeah, well, it's different from the Spanish one, you know. Okay, so here you are seeing the menu of an administrator of the platform. So it's a bit different of the menu that you can see as a plain user, okay, but it allows me to show you the different parts of functionality. When you are a registered user of the platform, you are going to see on top a menu that is quite similar to this one. In particular, you are going to see the Show Projects option of the menu. This allows you and also the non-registered users to take a look at the public projects that are available in the platform, okay? For this occasion, there is a couple of projects for this final conference, okay? Here you have RAISD Final Conference Workshop 1, and there is another Workshop 2, okay? For any public project, you can take a look at the public description of the project, okay? Here they are very short ones because, I mean, they are just test data for this conference, okay? But you can make it longer, of course. And if you find that the project is interesting for you and you want to collaborate with that project, you can ask in the very same platform, okay, to join the project, okay? There is a button that is the Join Project. That request is going to arrive to the moderator of that team and therefore of that project, okay? So in the case of this user, and for this project, this join button doesn't appear because I'm already a member of that project. Okay. Of course, when you are a registered user, you need to introduce some data like this one. Okay. We need some kind of email address, but it's just your name in the platform. There is a password, of course, so you can log in the platform. And what is important is that you have a profile. When we were talking about the types of users, we were talking about the profiles. You can be the plain user, okay, that can participate in most of the tasks of the platform. You can be, like in this case, a manager, okay, so you are the coordinator of a team, and you can be the administrator of the platform. So when we are talking about teams, they appear here as hubs, okay? We talk about hubs because we want to highlight that they are places for collaboration, okay? For a hub, we can have this kind of information, okay? There is a name of the hub, there is some place where maybe the face-to-face meetings are happening, okay? And we can say also that in this case, it is also an online team, okay? As you can see, there is a manager that is the coordinator of that team, the one that he's going to decide on the whether requests to join the team are going to be accepted or declined. All the elements in the platform can be active or inactive. If you are active, you can still make changes in the user, the team, the project, the documents, and so on. If you are inactive, it is supposed that everything is frozen there and you cannot change anything. Well, we have teams, we have teams, we have, of course, users, and we need to have projects, okay? So again, you have created a couple of projects that we have created for this final conference. You can see Workshop 1 and Workshop 2. And for a project, the kind of information that is going to appear is something like this, okay? Every project has a name, of course. It is assigned to a team, okay, what we call here the hub, okay? It happens in a location that can be the same or not of the hub. It doesn't matter. The projects are active between a couple of dates, okay? And then we have what we call the paths. The paths are the collaborative documents, okay? Here it is important to say that when you are starting a project, you can use a template for the project. So in the case of the RAISD methodology, okay, for instance, we can have a template of the project that is going to tell you, you need to more or less develop this kind of documents, this kind of reports, and we can load these initial documents with some information about how you can do this kind of tasks. Okay, so for instance, if you need to analyze some interviews, we can give you some hints in that initial document about how to proceed, okay, or how you can use other tools in the CRIOS. Well, you can also have an abstract, that is the public description of your project, in case that is a public project, it is not needed, and you can have a repository for other files that you are going to share in your project, okay? The repository, again, is private to the members of the project. And The last part of the administrative part of the online collaborative platform is that you need to assign users to project. As an administrator, you can assign them directly, but if you have requests, okay, you can also decide on them, okay? Is this information? No, I shouldn't do that. Okay, but unfortunately this is mine. Yeah, because I was erasing the assignment. Okay, as you can see, it's quite easy. Okay, you just select a project for the user, select the user, and it is active between a couple of days. All of this is just about the administrative part of the online collaborative platform. Okay, when you become a user participant in a project, you can move to the My Projects section, and you are going to see the list of all the projects where you are collaborating. Okay, so in the case of this conference is this project. And what you can see for a project is something like that. Okay, you can see several tabs with all the collaborative documents, okay, that are available in this particular project. You have a particular part that is the public abstract. You remember the public description of your project, and you have the repository with the files that are shared in this particular project. Regarding the collaborative edition of documents, it is quite simple from the point of view of the tools available for the edition. You can choose between different styles. You can do and undo different changes. And for collaboration, you can select. Okay, you can see who is working with you in a collaborative document at the same time. Okay, so for instance, in this case, I'm going to pick up a different color. For instance, yellow, this is for me. And, oops, yeah, yellow. So in this way, we can easily see who is working with me at the moment and the kind of changes that they are introducing in the document. This is when we are collaborating all together online, but of course, the working documents can last for quite a while, okay, for several months. So in order to track the changes and who made the changes and when, we have this kind of time slider, okay, where we can see how the document changed over time, okay? This is quite useful when we are adding, erasing, modifying different contents, okay, just to track these changes. There are other functions, of course, like, for instance, it's loading, okay. You can import, export from different file formats, okay, so you can work in other kind of tools and then share it with your colleagues on export, for instance, for the final formatting of the tools. And you can, of course, change the different settings, okay. There is also a chat that is not right now available here. I'm going to switch again to the presentation, yes, for some final comments on this. These were the backup slides for me. So, besides all this kind of functionality, okay, there are a couple of additional two important aspects because you should use this kind of platform, okay. The first one is that when you use the CRIOS, you make your own installation of the CRIOS, okay. This is a tool that can run in your own premises. This is important in our case that we are dealing with very sensitive information that affects the privacy of very vulnerable persons, because in this case, you create your data, you run your data, and your data do not travel anywhere if you don't want it, okay? So there is no transfer of information outside, for instance, the European Union, because it's your own installation of the tool. There is also a second group of functionality that I have not shown it here, but you can get the statistics on the use of the tool. This is quite important because it allows you to learn how your users are using actually the tool, and from that kind of information, you can use it to improve the support that you are giving to your teams. Okay, so you learn how they are actually working, and you can change the tool if you want it. Okay, but more on this at the end of the conference. And so with this, I finish the information about the online collaborative platform. I'm going to give the floor to my colleagues from the Yarmouk University that are going to talk to you about the analysis suite.
Thank you, Rubén. Actually, our part in this CRIOS platform is a CRIOS feature extraction and anonymization. So it's a web application to facilitate a text process analysis process to extract selected feature from text analysis, like interview with a person or any of the text analysis that can be run on multiple platforms. This is the CRIOS will take into the account that a user needs as much as available the feature to the filter out the information, okay? So such as demographic features, current situation data, transit data, arrival data, as well as stockhold knowledge data in that text. Together, actually, we will go to see the demo of this application. Actually, I have here my colleague Ahmad from Jordan. Okay, so Ahmad, can you hear me? To the demo, Ahmad, can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Hello,
okay.
Everybody.
Go ahead.
I hear you. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Okay.
I can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Dr. Anas.
Yes, we can hear you. Go. Yes, okay. Start.
This is the feature extraction. There are many extract features here. This is the first and the visual HTML. Syria and we can see another month. We also illegally. And we can go ahead this and rest to process or we can just clear all the commands that has been extracted. Not all. We can now go to this another time and we can here. If we go into the results, we can see the results separated from the document text. We can see here, let's say, housing, my house is in Almost. We can now download the results document for it is as a summarization or text extraction feature. We can go ahead and download it here. It's in new content. And we can send it. It will be now downloaded just the features extracted from the this document. If we open it here, we can see that agree with to take it to send it via email or via the platform collaboration as well. And we can now look at this document after download. Okay, this is the analysis. Okay. We can now go back. We have as you know, this is two parts. Just randomizer and feature selection, so the not just is a very intelligent tool. We can now guide the program to the admin section, which can control every part of the we can control the users, group users, admin users, and all of the documents. We can delete documents. We can see if it is uploaded. We have every website must have an admin to control the procedure, the users, and everything in the platform. That's for me. I think others can answer any questions.
Thank you, Ahmad. Thank you, Ahmad. Thank you. This is our platform. CRIOS is going to the feature extraction and show with the different categories, as well as you can add as many features you want. In addition, optimization for the privacy issue, you sometimes need to hide some details that discover the identity of the person. So this is anonymization in the text analysis process to hide the identity of the discover. It's a feature that explore or discover the identity of a person, such as address or number, email, or discover the sensitive information in the document. So we can replace it, we can delete it, we can highlight it, and manage it in a different way. Thank you.
So thank you very much. Now we are going to move to our community from Lebanon. So they are going to talk about the data which are used. So Fadi, very much. So, thank you. Actually, I'm going to show you some snapshots of the system. Just an introduction to what we did. It's actually a search engine like Google and Yahoo. It's the same. but you can add your documents and then you can search for the documents. What we did in this search engine, we added some more values to it. For example, we have some intelligence component that you can use to facilitate your search. That I'm going to show you anyway. These are the 4 added values. One, when you add the document to this search engine, you can label it with a topic. This will help when you search. And then as a user, you can create your own profile. Profile means I want to search these kind of documents. So these are
added value for now. And then we added 2 intelligence components. One is called relevance feedback and one is term expansion. I will explain them in a while. Okay, this is the front page. It's as simple as that. You only have the space where you enter your query, the logo, and the only thing that you can see here, it's called the profile name. This is your profile. I will explain it in a while. This is the interesting part. When you enter a document, when you add this document to this search engine, you can label it. You can assign to it a topic. Topics like these. For example, you say this document is categorized under media, or you can drill down into the topics, media, broadcast, radio, and you can add another topic such as crime, kidnapping, so you can label this document with as many topics as you want. This will help us in the search process. So when you search, you can limit your search or narrow it to specific topics. And also, you as a user, you can create your own profile. You can create as many profiles as you wish. For example, if you're interested to search for documents related to this topic, you create a profile, add to it the topics, and name it. For example, profile 1, profile 2, profile of crimes, profiles of broadcasting. So when you go search, you say, I want to search under this profile, it will narrow the search for you. These are the 2 added value. The documents has a label. Your search will be narrowing based on this label. Now, when you search, this is what you will see. I'm showing you snapshots. Here we have the 2 intelligent components that you do not see them in other search engines like Google, Yahoo, AltaVista, and so on. Are these check boxes that you see next to the documents. So when you retrieve the documents on the screen, you will have check boxes here. If you don't like what you see, do not think and reformulate your query. Just go and click next to the documents that you find them interested for you. For example, I like this document. This document is not relevant. This is a document that is interested. You just click on the check boxes, click on this relevance feedback, and let our search engine do the reformulation of the query for you. So there is an intelligence here. It takes the first query that you have entered, it checks the document that you have checked that you are interested in. You click on relevance feedback. We take all of these, we compile them, and we tell you, this is the query that you're supposed to enter. So it will formulate a query for you, and it retrieves documents based on the query and the documents you have selected. You can keep on repeating this process as many times as you want, and I can promise you from 2 or 3 relevance feedback click, you're gonna see approximately the first 2-3 pages are all relevant to your search. This is based on the literature view and what we have tested. In addition, we have another component of intelligence, which is called updating term. If you're not interested to check the documents, we're gonna show you on the right the significant terms that we have found in these documents. They are sorted by significance. So you can check and say, okay, refugee, Syrian, homeland. You click on update term. It's another intelligent component that reformulate the query for you. And here, the query that you have entered at the first time, we will show you another query which is more relevant to what you want. It's an intelligent system that does this. Just to add something at the end, what we could add to this system, but it was not required, it's based on the literature review that we have read in artificial intelligence and information retrieval. We can select the first 10 documents. We select them, not you user, and we submit the relevance feedback. We re-select the first 10, we submit the relevance feedback. We can repeat this 2 or 3 times without you knowing what's going on. And after 3 times, we just tell you, these are the relevant documents that are of interest for you. Okay, this is another intelligent part that we can add. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Fadi.
6 minutes.
Perfect timing. So just for the closing, some very brief remarks. Okay, the platform CRIOS, okay, has been developed with the development of tailored attention and inclusion strategies in mind. And something that was very important for us when we were developing these tools was issues about privacy that are of paramount importance in this context. So all your information is secure because transmissions are secure, but if you want, you can also encrypt all the information that you are storing, so you are, securing it to a quite high level. Okay, also something that is quite important compared with other tools is that, as I told you before, your data are yours. They are going to remain in your own premises, okay? There is no transfer of information to any other services or to any other computers outside. When your teams start using the tools, as you have seen in the different possibilities, okay, the tools are going to generate statistics for you about how your teams are working in the different tools. And these statistics can be very useful for you to learn what your teams are really needing and the way they are working on it, okay? Just in case that you discover that they need some kind of particular support, some kind of particular feature, okay, you can change the tools because they are all of them released under Creative Commons licenses. That is to say that you can change them. Your organization can take the source and can change them, okay? And so thank you very much for joining us in the session, and we hope that you find the tools interesting for your future work. Thank you very much.